Ho here, and welcome to the ShowDown Show. I want to thank all of you for joining me today. And now we're going to cover some ShowDown plays and my strategies to hopefully steer you in the right direction for tomorrow and maybe Friday. As I said before, I feel like ShowDown has a lot more of a gut instinct to it than the 4-day golf with research. And yes, you do want to research as much as possible, but trying to guess if these guys are going to come out on this day or that day and pop is kind of a fun challenge to me. So let's get started. Okay, for the Sony Open, we have a full field event, 144 golfers. And those early tee times can be really helpful with these soft conditions. They're going to be just like they were last week because Hawaii has had a shit ton of rain. I'm not 100% sure we're going to have any kind of lift clean in place, but keep an eye out for that. All right. Now, first thing I want to do is when it comes to tee times, the first thing you want to do when they come out is clock who is going off on the front 9 holes, either Thursday or Friday, whichever ShowDown slate you're playing. Now, the reason for this is holes 7 through 10 rank amongst the higher percent chances for birdies, and you have that easiest of the 2 par 5s, the 9th hole, to get you those much coveted 3x birdie bonuses on DraftKings. Those are always the most important. Starting on number 10 is not the way to go because usually you want to do that for the par 5 18th wraparound, and sometimes those first few holes can be easy enough to get those birdies. But the problem there this week is holes 1 and 2 rank in the top 5 in the most difficult holes on the course. Now on to the breakdown. Now I'm putting up a list here of just a typical maybe player pool I might target for Thursday's slate. And it's in order of their tee times. And next we're going to point out a few I might likely put in like a single entry or a 3 max lineup because that's what I like to play in ShowDown. I don't like to do those mass multi-entry. I mean, you can just, willy-nilly put in whoever there. But to me, you got one guy does well, one guy doesn't do well, and you're like, shit. And then next thing you know, you're min cash in half your lineups, and you're getting jack squat on the other half your lineups, and you're not really getting nothing out of it. I'm always a big single entry favorite, or maybe 2 or 3 entries. So what I want to do is I'm going to start up top with Cam Smith. Now, in ShowDown, if you ever noticed that they price them a little bit different, you get a little bit of a discount on these high-priced guys. We got Cam Smith at $10,600 compared to the $11,200 tag for the week earlier. I feel like this is a great spot to grab him if you didn't want to really play him in the 4-day tournament. You get him at a discount, and you can get paid off. And I feel like he's going to be fresh off that win, and he has opened here quite well, ranking 6th in my round 1 model. That's over at least 8 rounds. I can't recall exactly how many rounds he had, but he had well enough to qualify. Next is Webb, and Webb is always in play for a first round leader bet. And DK scoring round 1 at Sony is no different. He is third in my model, and he has 8 rounds to prove that. And I'm not exactly going in order of price anymore. I just wanted to bring up those two guys straight off. The next up is Ryan Palmer. He ranks 15th in my model, and for a full 8 rounds of the first round played. That's pretty good consistent play out of the gate. $7,700 price. I'm not 100% sure if it'll be good on his ownership or not, but people are, out of sight, out of mind on Ryan Palmer. Matt Jones, everybody seems to think he's just going to collapse and fall apart this week. All the pods I've heard, oh, Matt Jones, he shot his nut last week, but I don't know if I believe that or not. I think he's going to parlay that awesome weekend at Kapalua to a pretty sweet opening round. And at an $8,600 price tag, that's actually $200 more than his 4-day price. I think will shy people away. He ranks 13th in my model on a full 8 rounds. And I think he's going to be a nice little low-key dude that could score you some points. Next, I wanted to bring up my guy, Denny McCarthy, who, granted, has no history here, but he is such a good putter, and he's had practice rounds. He knows these greens are flat Bermuda. I don't think he's going to have any problem getting up and down around those greens. $7,500 is an acceptable price for me, so he's probably going to go in my lineup. Now, the last guy I wanted to bring up, who was kind of a shocker to me, and I know he's been brought up for the 4-day, is Hudson Swafford. He was not on my initial list, as you can see on the board there, but he's 7,200 for ShowDown tomorrow, and I could not believe that he ranked out numero uno. In 8 rounds of the last 8 rounds of golf at Wiley, he's first in birdie or better, first in DK points, and second in opportunities gained. That, to me, spells like a pretty damn good play. Now, out of those guys, you can't obviously just plug them all in and get a lineup because you're going to be way short on cash. But you can start off any lineup with either Webb or Cam at the top and then run down through whoever you want. There's a couple other guys. Chris Kirk ranks really high in my model for day one. So take a look at that and, see what you can come up with. Well, that's going to do it for me. I do so appreciate you joining me on my journey this year. And please help out Billy Ho's channel. And we will, guess what? See ya next time.